Hello Cancer and welcome to my channel. This is your final December 2020 love reading. You know, we don't like to mess around. You know, if you are returning, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. And we'll get 3 cards for your person, 3 cards for you, 3 cards of what to expect. We'll have some clarifiers. I'll finish it off with an oracle card from one of these decks, whichever one kind of is like, pick me. And I'll kind of ramble until we get to the end. Thank you so much for stopping by. And let's get going. Okay, guardians, and spirit. Please show me what Cancer needs to see here for the collective. May the truth set you, may the truth speak your mind, may everything I see come straight from the pain. Please give me 3 cards for Cancer's person, 3 cards for themselves, and 3 cards of what to expect. You guys have something going on for you. Ooh, okay. Because all of these cards were jumping out. I don't normally get that. Okay. Oh. Okay. So these 2 cards come out initially, and I feel like they're connected here. I don't tend to read or cards for the collective as people, because we are, you know, we're dealing with the collective, and there's so many of you, and you could be dealing with any sign, really. So I try to read what their energies are. It feels like on your person's side, they are showing up as the King of Swords. This is a cold energy. This is someone who can be very clinical. It feels like they may be making a head over heart decision, or they may be going with what they believe they have to do versus what they actually want to do. We also see the King of Swords, and this could be masculine or feminine, but the King of Swords here is alone on a hill. He's looking down at the people that he governs, but he's forgotten that he has wings and he can fly down and join those people at any time. So, when the King of Swords shows up, I typically view this energy as standoffish without the actual conflict part. So this person is usually someone who will take a long time to respond to your communication. They're isolating. They may leave you on red. They may be taking a day or 2 to get back to you. And it's not that they don't want to get back to you sooner. It is kind of heartbreaking for them to be in this situation with you, Cancer, because it feels like you are the place that they want to be, but they are not able to be there because of this Empress here. And we'll get to that in a second. Hold on. So the Queen of Spears is also here. The Queen of Spears, it feels like it's your energy, where you are a bundle of passion. The Queen of Spears tends to be a very quick moving energy. She's also a little bit non-committal, so you may have been giving your person mixed signals or mixed messages, or you may have been responding to them in ways that cause them to be confused. So like being left on red, you might decide to either not say anything for long periods of time, and then they're like, well, I don't understand why she or he is upset. and you're upset about not being prioritized properly, but instead of just voicing that, it's kind of like I'll do the passive aggressive thing. So then they're very confused because I don't want to say that your person is daft, but I feel like your person may not have as much emotional intelligence as you do. So the Queen of Wands is also, that's a fiery energy. And even though right now, I'm reading for the Cancerians, you may be in an energy where you're like, I'm going to rain down hellfire and brimstone on this person because of the situation that we are in, or the dysfunction that I am feeling around this connection. All right. So here we have the Five of Swords, the Empress, and the Six of Stones. The way that I feel that showing up is this Five of Swords. What we see here are these two fairies who are going to blow a horn into this dog's ear. And that dog is going to wake up and bite the living crap out of them. The Five of Swords for me is a card of looking for a reason, creating some kind of mischief, creating some kind of difficulty. It's not out and out conflict, but this would be like when a person picks at you because they know you're going to explode, so they're looking for that reaction from you, and you may not be giving it to them. Or with the Queen of Wands, you may be giving it to them, I don't know. But it doesn't feel like, I'm not seeing like the Five of Wands or the Tower, so it feels like you may be burning from the inside out versus actually being explosive towards them. Now this Empress is here. For some of you, and I don't like to read it this way, but given what I'm feeling here, for some of you, this may be a situation where while on a break, your person either got pregnant or impregnated someone, and that is something that you are trying to deal with. And the head over heart decision is whether or not to try and make things work with you, or whether or not to be present with a person that they are potentially having a future with when it comes to like raising a child. The other storyline that I'm getting here is that the Empress is a card of opportunities, of growth, of fertile ground. This is also with the Six of Stones. It may be an opportunity that your person can't refuse around business or money. And it's funny, this Six of Wands here, it's making it a little difficult to see, but there's a fairy who needs help with this giant stone, so he gets help from a human, an outside source. But they're both together trying to upend this stone. Now, what is coming to my ears, though, is Papa was a rolling stone, and I don't mean that in the sense that your person isn't one to stay in the same place, but this opportunity may be taking them outside of your living space, or outside of, like, it may give them an opportunity to travel to many places, or to have short-term contracts in different places. Yeesh. So the cards out for you are the Justice card, the Star card, the Nine of Swords. So this Justice card is an indicator about contracts, the signing of contracts, but it's also like legal issues. It can indicate divorces, and some of you Cancerians may be going through a divorce where your person decided while on a break that they were going to like start a whole other family with someone else. And to that I say, well, yeesh. And I'm sorry that you're having to go through that. The other, again, there's two different, very distinct storylines, and one of them has to do with like being married to your person, and then starting a whole new life while you guys were on a break, so to speak. The other one has to do with having business ties with this person, or having some kind of like money obligation or money tie with this person that will require some kind of legal resolve. So this may be something where you're like, you may have to go get a restraining order, or go to court for child support, or some kind of alimony payment, or something like that, where you need to be seen in front of a judge, or have to have some form of contract. The star is here, and the star tells me that you will sort of win out in this contract. And in this deck in particular, no. In other decks, the star is like, you're shining, you're so bright. And look at this star, right? This is my star. It is an old sort of gnome. He's holding up a bright, shiny branch that's on fire. And he's showing the way in a deep, dark, dank passage, right? It's very hard to tell. I probably need to get a new deck. But right through here, it's like, let me part this darkness for you and right this way. Now, this card for me always talks about the things that are hidden coming to light, or the darkness falling away and things coming to light. You may just be finding out about this whole circumstance. And with the Nine of Swords here, the Nine of Swords is also a shock and surprise card, especially in this deck. What we see here is a woman who has discovered that her baby is a changeling. So she's like, how did that happen? And also, so that's kind of the issue here. The next thing here is what to expect. The Judgment card, the Five of Cups, the Temperance card. Your person is very aware that they've kind of borked this whole situation with you. They're very aware that they've caused things to be as they are. With the Judgment card here, it tells me that they're still in this state of knowing that no matter what they choose, they're going to be wrong. The Temperance card is here, where it's like you are trying to find some kind of balance because you feel trapped. You're almost at a place of acceptance that no matter where you go with this person, that you are at a place of acceptance for what your role is. That does not look like it's saving them in any way, it's helping them in any way. You're not looking to reach out a hand to protect them, save them, fix them, give them anything. It's almost like, you know, they made their choice. They made their bed. And you're trying to find balance, but it does appear that you're at a place of acceptance. Let me get some clarifiers. Oh dear. Here comes that Knight of Swords, the Death card. And the King of Cups. Well, the clarifiers are this, like I said, despite your person believing that they're going to make a head over heart decision, the Knight of Swords is fast moving energy coming in, and listen, it's right on top of that King of Swords. That same energy. So this is your person coming in wanting to talk to you, wanting to explain what it is that's going on. The Death card is here, which is the ending of a cycle. It is more than that, though, in the sense that they are clear that whatever they've done has caused the break between the two of you, or will be causing the break between the two of you. The King of Cups is the benevolent king. There's an expression of love here, even if it doesn't work out in your favor. I wouldn't be surprised, especially for the ones who are kind of dealing with the storyline of them kind of going elsewhere and trying to work things out with you. If your person came in trying to offer a deep level of commitment, but it doesn't look like you're in agreement. Four of Swords, you're at a stalemate, not willing to agree right now. You're standing your ground with the Strength card. Though you do love this person because the Lovers is here, you have one more fight left. It doesn't look like that fight is happening now. The Well asks you to go within or to seek within, and you must do that before the communication happens. You're the one who is in acceptance, but it's only after you move out of the choppy waters with this person. So right now we're at a standstill, but I do see here with the Well, them asking to go within. It's like that clarity comes to you that you may really, really care about this person, and they really, really care about you. It's just you're taking a long time because of the sort of like mixed signals weirdness that's been happening, where this thing that has hurt you isn't quite resolved yet. Okay. Mount Shasta asks us to, this is another go within, ask the ancestors card. Mount Shasta asks us to look to our past and see where we can draw on strength, on wisdom. This is another card that asks you to, like, who's your wise counsel? Go ask them. I tend to believe that ancestors are wise counsel, so go light your ancestor candles. Beyond the mind and Manifestia. This is great stuff. Beyond the mind shows up when we have got to step outside of normal reason and understand what lies beyond. So this is asking you to assess the situation outside of what seems logical and how does it feel. And then it asks you to wait and then assess the situation again. How does it feel? And then continue to wait and assess the situation again. Manifestia is literally calling on our powers of manifestation, and she arrives when we're trying to manifest anything, really. Our soulmate, our financial stability, our spiritual path, our this, our that, our this. So when she arrives, because it's in conjunction with this connection, you have to look at how this negative situation, what did it bring to you? There have been plenty of times where I've had really, really hard breakups or really shitty situations, but instead of, like, once I cut them loose, I was buoyant in a way that I hadn't been before. And I came to a lot of understandings about myself, my ability to be resourceful, how intelligent I actually was, you know, all of these things. So like you have to look back at this connection and not just look at it for the heartbreak that it may have brought. What other things did you discover about yourself in connection with this situation? That's what Manifestia asks us to do, because then we can begin to manifest the things that we truly want and that will truly support us. And we can start vibrating at a frequency that doesn't match heartache and heartbreak anymore. So, I hope that this helped, resonated. If it did, hit the like button. If it didn't, maybe next time. We'll keep doing these for as often as I'm capable of doing. And thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, Cancer.